some bullshit. He didn't know any better.
That's why I'm cool with just weed, big dog. I'm not trying to graduate from this. This is more than enough for me.
I feel like that's like the trap, you know? You don't know what you were smoking on.
Yeah.
That's why I don't share shit with people.
Yeah, that part. Have I told you that story about this time? My boy brought one of his homies to our spot, and we both started smoking. He rolled the fattest blunt I've ever seen in my life, right? We start smoking it. He's like, no, let's smoke our shit. We smoked his blunt. About halfway through, I started feeling weird, bro. And I was there with my buddies, and we all were feeling weird. We were looking at each other, and we didn't want to say anything, even though I feel like we were pussies or whatever. But low key, we're like, is this weed laced? Like, is this K2? Look, we don't know what the fuck was happening. I felt like, and it's gonna sound weird as fuck, because I'm not like a religious cat, but I felt like the devil's energy in the room as I'm hitting this. Like, it's really hard to describe it, but I felt like the nastiest, ugliest feeling I've ever felt.
You were feeling like smoking, my guy.
Real talk.
We're about to have that twitch.
And I can't even remember the guy's face, the guy who rolled it, because I never met the guy again. He just was rolling. He pulled it out of like this bag and it was already shredded. He's like, yo, we're smoking my stuff today, you know? Fuck.
I remember I used to hang out with cats like during my senior year. We used to go to the beach and smoke. And sometimes they would make jokes of like, yo, this is like laced, it's laced. I didn't really know the fucking difference, but yo, for some reason those blunts hit fucking different.
They did.
Now, you know? Now I'm like, yo, I never felt this way like before. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Now it really got me wondering, like, is it laced or is it not?
And honestly, that's part of the reason why I think, as much as I love how cats get it in the trap, I think regulation is the best way to go for everybody, you know? Individuals, if you know the industry, get it how you live, you know? But by and large, for the cannabis tourist, I'd much rather my grandmother and my mom have a chance to get it somewhere safe than them cop some shit that, is it laced, is it not laced? I don't want them to have to worry about that. You feel me?
So do you think growing is worth it? Like growing your own stuff worth it?
Yo, that was a killer transition, bro. Honestly, low key, yeah. Like, hold on. I love the brands, the strands, and all the stuff that the legal market offers. Yeah. It's super diverse, and we've come a long way from where the industry started. Just, I like sour diesel, I like gelato, I'm a big fan of strains. Now it's about brand recognition. But damn, bro, you told me I'm a bougie stoner, and I be spending for these fucking $60 eighths, bro. And I gotta have the best, and it's $60 in the fucking regulated market. Growing would really bring your costs down, you feel me?
I feel like it would. So do you think it's worth actually growing then and then not having to go through the trouble? But I mean, because at that point it's like, now you have to fucking learn like what to feed them, the lighting. People use like special lights. I mean, you've grown once, right?
Yo, okay, I grew one time, and that was one of the biggest lessons for me. That growing's not just like a fucking hobby, bro. The shit is the lifestyle, you know? You live and die by your plant schedule. You wake up, and the first thing you gotta think about is my plant hungry?
So like
what's the status of the lights? Yeah, that part. It's like having a pet that doesn't do shit but get bigger. It doesn't bark, it doesn't tell you it loves you, it doesn't meow, it doesn't do anything. All it does is get bigger and greener, and it tells you it's unhappy if it's drooping or if weird colors start popping off. Or if you see insects you've never seen before, you know? It's the weirdest experience, but it's a fucking lifestyle, bro.
Now you're like, fuck that, I don't want to do it, don't want to touch it, it's too much.
But I don't know. It depends on how much you're passionate about the space. I mean, we have the Green Grinders Club. I already spend so much of my time talking about weed. I sell weed for a living. We have a podcast that discusses the industry. At a certain point, if you're going to go in for a penny, go in for a pound, you know? A lot of the cats who grow, they're all in on this cannabis shit.
So Elijah,
you know?
what you're telling me is buy bigger or go home?
Put your money where your mouth is, that part.
Do a fucking pound. Yo, that pound's going to be gone within a fucking week, my guy. I'm going to just start smoking more.
Yo, yeah, that part. But
place.
if you can supply it, why not? You know what I mean? Like them cats that grow tequila, they be drinking tequila all day. You've seen fucking what's the name of that show on Netflix?
Monarca.
Yeah, you've seen Monarca. They be sipping the Blanco
for everything. Yeah,
everything. They always
business
drunk.
meeting. Fucking, you want a shot? Here you go.
Come on.
You at home? Take a shot. Yo, your business. Shot.
You think them cats that work for Flow Kana ain't puffing all the time while you're trimming? I mean, at a certain level, you're trying to maintain professionalism, but I smoke every day. I do this, and I'm on the media side. Them cats that cultivate, tolerance up to here, bro. Up to here.
So where's your tolerance at?
Yo, my tolerance is close, but it's not the same as being that just straight tapped into the flower, you know? But let's really break it down. Let's talk about some of the pros and cons behind whether or not growing is worth it.
All right, let's break it down. So what are the pros?
The thing with growing is, I started this. I tell you about these little trees I have all the time, and getting the first one started is the hardest part. You're laying the foundation, you're figuring out the technique. I gotta get soil, I gotta get space, I gotta water. But doing 2 is not that much more effort. Doing 10 is not that much more effort. Once you get started, it's like pushing a ball downhill. You can grow for your whole family once you get the formula right. Growing is so scalable, and that's why I think cultivators really like it.
So what you're telling me is you haven't got the formula right.
Bro, I tried one time. I got like 8 plants, dropped like $1,500 on my setup, my guy. I'm talking Mars Hydro lights. I was doing like...
So how'd that go for you? Tell me.
Well, let me tell you the story. Let me tell you. So I was on the forums a lot, and I was really passionate about growing. I wasn't even doing the Green Grinders Club yet. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. Really passionate about growing. Oh man, I want to see my plants take off. If I can grow just a little bit, I could start, selling a little bit of weed to my friends and making my money back. You have all these fantasies in your head.
Yeah.
All these fantasies. Never worked out that way. Spent $800 in the tent. Another $400 on some lights. Got these crazy bags that allow airflow to their roots. I turned into a fucking botanist, horticulturalist for real, bro. I was really on my shit.
You were about to have your own fucking grow, bro. If you would have kept it going, man, you could have been fighting over there with Jungle Boys and shit, Green Dragon. You wouldn't have been up there.
Don't gas me, bro. Don't gas me.
But instead, you said, you know what? I'm gonna give up on this.
Bro, the plants got so big that by the time I was ready to flip them, like ready to get buds, they had outgrown the tent. I took them outside and they got eaten up by fucking bugs and they got ticks. They started turning nasty colors. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
So you're telling me you let your babies just get kidnapped like that and be taken away?
Yo, we all make mistakes, bro. Yo, how did you shoot your first child? Where is Savage, by the way?
Double homicide.
Fuck. Yo.
If you've seen that meme, you know what I'm talking about.
I know. I have no idea. You sound like you just killed your kid. Shit.
You gotta see that meme.
Okay, I'll check it out. Alright. But yeah, when you're really into the flowers, a lot of those issues that we were talking about before, when you grow yourself, you don't have to worry about, is my shit laced? What the weed is when I go to the sesh. Because you're the man, bro. Every grower that I mess with, they don't really go to shops unless they're just seeing what the competition has,
So you think it's worth actually growing your stuff then?
I think it can be if you're that passionate about it. Like, do you have any experience growing? What are your...
Besides that one on the red cup, that's it. And I feel like it's just a lot of work. And for me, I personally wouldn't do it. I wouldn't mind, like...
Do you know anybody who's grown before? Like, anybody who's... Yeah.
I mean, JP, shout out to JP. He has his own thing going, and he's had that for a while. He's really passionate about it, and his stuff's actually pretty good. Really good.
Yeah.
So that's usually who I pick up from.
The amount of time and effort that it took for his infrastructure to be set up, like the self-watering systems, the fucking...
It took him a minute, and then he got help and all that, so... Yeah, it's a lot of fucking work, but then when it comes to like making like concentrates, you're able to press them. So I feel like being able to press your own stuff, because at the end of the day, that's the future,
Yeah. Honestly, the concentrates is really where it's at.
Yeah.
And having that much biomass to really fuck with, gotta be a big deal.
That's just expensive. It's like you want premium stuff. This is like the most premium like THC that you're gonna be able to get, and it's supposed to taste good. You're supposed to be able to get all these terpenes. You don't get a lot of that fire, especially if you hit it like with a nice dab.
Yeah.
It's a whole different fucking ballpark.
And I would love to be able to control it from the jump. No more $60 eighths, but again, you gotta set that up for yourself first. It's about establishing that infrastructure. Yeah. And for me, bro, I'd much rather talk about weed and smoke it than grow it. But that's me. And maybe I just haven't learned all the tricks to the trade. But I think, I really would rather smoke it than grow it. Growing's not for everybody. And you gotta be a real special cat to grow. Most growers are like fucking antisocial, bro.
Yeah, shout out to all the growers.
Real talk. Yo, we couldn't do this shit without you. We respect the craft, even if it's not our craft, We'll talk about it, y'all walk about it.
We'll smoke it.
Yeah, yes sir. But thank you guys for listening. This was Elijah, the Digital Budtender,
Meyer,
and you're listening to Outsmoken, the world's most potent podcast.